everyone, and welcome back to my Revel channel. We're gonna rev about Real Housewives of Potomac season 7 episode 15, Indecent Disclosure. This episode was probably one of the best episodes we have seen in a good minute without anything coming to blows. We have the rumors, we get the plot twist from the women as they close out their Mexico trip, and I smelled BS on some things and found humor in some other things. So let's go ahead and get into it. We get all the little mini clips of everybody before they end the trip off. Right, Mia and Giselle go off to the side to have a side conversation. We hear this weird rumbling sound, and at first I was trying to figure out like, what is that? But we learned Giselle has been having issues when it comes to the food, and everything is just rumbling on in there. So that was the sound effects that production gave us. But of course you would hear that because, you know, Giselle likes to be full of it at times. Giselle mentions again that she does not like how Karen made things up about Charisse. Mia asks if she thinks Karen is jealous of her.
Well, I don't know, because I mean, let's be clear, Wendy's jealous of you.
Giselle, you and Mia are the queen of being Houdinis. Y'all like to make things appear and disappear out of thin air when it comes to pushing y'all narrative. So right message, wrong messenger. And when it comes to the jealousy thing, I highly doubt the women are jealous of them. I mean, what is there to be jealous about? They have money. Your friends have money. They all have their businesses. They all have their aspirations. So I highly doubt Wendy and Karen is jealous of Mia and Charisse. Giselle mentions how she thought Wendy and Mia would have had a conversation by now because a lot of time has passed. Mia says she feel like it is always a debate when it comes to Wendy. Wendy debates because she has to be on guard with y'all. I told y'all like Houdini, y'all like to flip narratives to push whatever y'all want to push when it comes to the people that y'all like. So yes, how can you be more relaxed when you have people who don't like to take accountability? Then they discuss how Mia and Jacqueline still aren't on good terms. Mia says there is no point of return when it comes to them. The argument was terrible on the plane. She's not okay with how Jacqueline makes it seem like she can take jabs, but Mia can't. Jacqueline has said some things. Mia has said some things. They have definitely showed us that they should not be friends at this point. I don't know why we keep pushing this narrative for them. I mean, I don't really expect them to be friends. They both have gone toe to toe. Mia won't stand on certain things that she have said or take it back or whatever. So if you can't really have a conversation with somebody, how do you expect them to move forward? But Giselle still says, you know, I still want y'all to make it right. So Mia says she will try. With them discussing the bachelorette party for Robyn, Mia says she is not for hire when it comes to the exotic dancers. And I was like, well, I hope not, because ma'am, I'm pretty sure they don't want to see people in ball gowns, as you like to say, even though we know you are not in those ball gowns. But they decide to agree with Mia helping out because, you know, she knows some of the best dancers. Then we see Robyn talking to her assistant, and they discuss the ceremony in Jamaica. She says it's more special for them to have a wedding ceremony without everybody else being there. There's no inputs. You know, we get different stories on why she wants to do this and so forth. But the statement is true. We understand why some people like to have private ceremonies, but I have already said how I felt about this storyline when it comes to this marriage. But I have to eat my words the same way Karen is going to have to eat hers if this is true, because today people.com did release some new news. I will have that in the description box. So it seems that her and Juan really did get married. And if that is the case, then Andy, why on Watch What Happened Live did you say that the wedding still haven't happened yet? Because apparently it is going to be showcased on the finale. Then we see Karen and Ashley having a poolside conversation before they go shopping. Karen, first thing first, this hair. Why is this hair like this? And I do have to point this out. I haven't talked about it that much. A lot of people's hair on this trip, why am I seeing clip-ins? Why am I seeing tracks? It should not be like that. It's crazy. All y'all should have just went ahead and got braids like Ashley. Y'all should have just went and got braids like Ashley. But we see Karen tell Ashley that she did great for this trip. She just didn't like how the dinner went. She said it was a venomous attack for Robyn to come at her and call her fake. At first I was like, a venomous attack? I can see why she says that. Robyn and Karen have never really been able to see eye to eye, and honestly I don't remember where that even stemmed from at this point. It's been going on for so long, so it's really not a shocker for Robyn to call her fake. Ashley says that Robyn went through a lot of things and Charisse was there for her with the divorce, and I think she was bringing this up to basically say this is why Robyn had her back. But Karen say, I don't care about that. I don't want to talk about Charisse. Robyn was just, to me, honestly, Robyn was just trying to find a reason to have an issue with Karen. They haven't seen eye to eye for a long time. I mean, we did see her facials last episode when her and Charisse was going back and forth. We seen how at the beginning of the season she was trying to get them to have that conversation. Y'all were trying to get under her skin, so y'all brought somebody that you know she had an issue with. It was like a tit for tat thing. Karen says it's okay to be loyal to those friends, but don't attack her reputation. Karen takes off the gloves and says,
I find it very suspect, to be honest, but let me explain it to you. Because there's so much I know about Robyn Dixon, and she knows that now, including Juan's other woman.
We've heard these rumors for years now and we haven't really seen any proof, so I take that with a grain of salt. But production made me laugh because when it comes to this Law and Order scene type of thing, I was like, why? Between the drawings, Karen describing what the woman looked like, Ashley facials, I fell out as I was watching that episode. I do agree with Ashley though. I don't understand why Karen said the woman looked like her. I mean, blonde wig, I guess, but does that equate to her really looking like you, girl? A lot of people have blonde wigs. I wore blonde wigs. I'm pretty sure a lot of us have worn blonde wigs. It could have been anybody. I doubt she just threw that extra she looks like me type of thing because of what she's going to say later on in the episode. And I do have to say this. I'm not going to act like Robyn's relationship isn't real. I'm not going to act like some of the stuff within the relationship isn't off either. But I doubt the stuff Karen added on here later on in the episode as well is very, I don't think it's very true. Karen says that Robyn knows about it. Ashley says she knows how Robyn is when you bring up women when it comes to Juan. We get this flashback of her putting her hands in Ashley's face, and we all remember that restaurant scene, you know, where she was being aggressive like they like to say other people are. But Karen says, you know, she wants to table it until they get to where they're going. They want to talk about it later, and she's going to talk about it with Robyn. We already know that won't happen because Ashley can't hold water. Not even a minute later, she goes and talks to Wendy and Candace and tells them about it. But she didn't really outright say it. She just said, you know, Karen told me some things and I'm not supposed to say anything. And, you know, she's blinking as they're guessing the names. And we all know she can't hold water at this point. So in a way, I feel like, Karen, you already knew this. That's why you told her that, to get that ball rolling. And then we see the women echo what was going on in our heads.
This girl lives to tell other people's business. She can hold a secret for about as long as she can hold pee in her damn bladder.
While on the bus, they play this game of who is most likely to, and we learn the women likes to be on certain sites. We learn about their search history and what they normally go for. I will say that, you know, I could have lived without the details, but the women had fun while they were talking about it. Then we see all these different side conversations, and we also overhear them talking about the Trina and Candace collab. We know that that has already dropped. I have not seen a music video. I have listened to the song. Is it good? Yes. Is it like the album and has a replay value? Probably not. I probably have to hear it a little more, but it's not really replay value for me. Then the women are shopping. I believe they were looking for dream catchers, and I think they said it was $103. And y'all, I was sitting there watching. I was like, $103. Amazon got them for like $12.99. Hobby Lobby got it for like $20. Etsy have them for $87 if you're looking for something with a little more quality. So I did have to go back and make sure I wasn't tripping, and they were not talking about the dream catchers. They were talking about the dress. That's when Robyn was looking at that dress. They do this every time. Every time I do a video, I hear that noise in the background. But they were talking about that $103 dress that Robyn was looking at. And honestly, I still had the same mindset. I was like, $103 for that? I guess Robyn is gonna squeeze her tiny self into that dress because y'all know how they like to tax whenever you go on vacation. It's like they smell us a mile away and they tax everything. I'm not spending $103 on something that really ain't worth it that you can get on AliExpress. Honestly, that's what that dress looked like. But then we see Wendy say, we should get friendship bracelets. And Mia was me at this moment. I was like,
well, don't we have to be friends for that?
Make it make sense, Wendy. Why would you want friendship bracelets with people who really don't like you? Don't tell me you're about to fall into that category of those pick-me's, girl. Like, I gave you a slide with all these apologies, but Ashley and Robyn go off to the side and they're at a different score. She tells her what Karen told her about the pool, but Robyn laughs. She laughs it off. She calls Juan. He wasn't having it.
This is why I don't like this. Whatever the Karen is saying. Karen don't know me. I don't go out. I'm nowhere.
Listen, I'd be tired of people making up stuff about me too, so I understand his frustration, but this scene was very uncomfortable to watch. It gave secondhand embarrassment for Robyn. You can see it on Ashley's face. You can see it on Robyn's face towards the end of that conversation. Robyn says she has names, so we know she's gonna be coming with some stuff later on in the episode. The women go to grab lunch, and Ashley, Karen, and Wendy go to the restroom while the others are still discussing Karen at the table. But before I get into that, Mia sits down. Mia sits down, and there's like a space between her and Jackie. Robyn and Giselle walks up, and Giselle basically says, you know, move over. Mia's like, no. Giselle gives us this look, and she's like, Mia, like, move over. Why Mia moved over? I guess this is, anything to fit in, huh? You gonna let her punk you while you sitting at that table. Robyn says she's excited and Mia looks confused. Charisse chimes in and she doesn't know why Robyn is excited, but she's excited too because it's very clear that the little Robins already had this conversation before they even got back on the bus. So I don't care why they're trying to play in front of our faces. Candace mentions what Ashley told her early on in the episode with Robyn saying, Karen is full of it. She says that it shouldn't be a surprise that she thinks Karen is fake. She also says that the things that Karen said about Charisse was very mean girlish, with Charisse chiming in saying, it was an attack on my character. And I'm like, ma'am, you attacked her character. Y'all did the same exact thing. Robyn, we can count on both hands how y'all like to do the mean girl stuff, so y'all should be the last one saying that. Karen overhears it, so she chimes in too. She says, I can respect you sticking up for your friend, but she says, Robyn, you went deeper. She said you attacked her integrity. Robyn says, no, I didn't. I call it like I see it. Karen says she's not mean-spirited, but Robyn has been coming at her for years. She says she's not fake, but what is fake is the wedding. They both have been going back and forth for a very long time at this point. Karen tells her she knows about the other woman, with Robyn saying she has never heard of that rumor. Wendy and Candace confirm that they have heard the rumor before. I've said I've heard about the rumor. It was on a blog, just like they said in the episode. But let's be real, with most blogs, they like to tell certain information before they get the facts. So you got to take a lot of stuff with a grain of salt. So unless you see true receipts, you just got to sit back on it. Then we see Candace make a great point as production came out with the map. I've never been to Maryland, so I didn't realize how close those two places are. So it is very true. Why would he do all that if it was that close? He knows y'all like to talk, whatever. Or if he is doing that, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be stupid enough to do it so close to home. The facials of everybody, as this is being discussed, is top tier. Karen says it's her choice to do what she does with her wedding, but she'll eat her words if the wedding actually does happen. Giselle hops in and says she doesn't have to do that for her, and Karen comes with the clap back.
Right. Why would she need to do that for
Giselle, this is not you. You're not even near her altar. Be quiet.
I'ma just have to say this. The bandits really have to learn how to sit this out. I say this all the time. If y'all just let the other person go back and forth with that person, you will not get hit with straight bullets at this point, because they be eating y'all up when they be coming for y'all. Karen says she'd rather Robyn not tell them about it. Robyn says, well, don't ask me about it. Listen, Robyn doesn't owe us anything. She really does not. But I will say that whenever you're on a reality TV show, when you make it a part of your storyline, it's going to be discussed. You can't get aggravated when people keep asking about it because you brought it up or whatever. Same thing like I felt when it came to Mia and other people when they're on other franchises. Then Robyn says what she should be caring about is people sending them pictures of her and blue-eyed men in Vegas at a bar. Robyn shows the picture to everybody except for Karen and us, the viewers, because they have been alluding to this all season. And just like in the earlier portions of the season, anybody that has had anything to say, they have shown us some type of receipt, even if it didn't align with what they said or whatever. So Robyn, why can't we see that? So if we can't see it, I'm gonna take that with a grain of salt. And at the same time, I'm not gonna sit here and act like Karen didn't already say that she can have eye candy. We seen her and Ray talk about that earlier in the season, so that's nothing new. And then at the same time, we also seen Ashley say, it's a picture of you from the back or whatever. So that just means it's somebody with blonde hair. Unless I see the facial features, that could be anybody. Blonde hair could be anybody. A lot of us wear blonde hair. The difference, and I know some people are going to argue, well, Michael was seen from behind whenever they showed the picture. That was really his body frame, and we actually seen the image. So if y'all not showing us the image, then I'm going to take that with a grain of salt. Robyn tells Karen how Juan is ready to cuss them out. Karen says that, well, he may want to cuss her out because she has been protecting him. I was like, Robyn, sit down, because this sounded a little stupid here. Yes, I did say he has the right to defend himself when it comes to these allegations that keep coming out about him or whatever. But ma'am, this statement that you made was super weird, because imagine y'all sitting somewhere, right? You're sitting down and then you're going at it with somebody and they say, my man is going to cuss you out. So you're sicking your man on somebody else? Like, make it make sense, Robyn. Sit down. You looked stupid when you said that. Karen brings up the question about if Juan and Robyn are open to threesomes. And she says that, Robyn said yes to it at the reunion. Production came through because she did not say that. Karen tells her that when they were at the dinner, Juan gave her a hug and squeezed her so tight that her breast went to her backbone, however she said it. Listen, she said that earlier in the season when she told Giselle. That statement did not change. So I believe it. Even Giselle says she remembered her saying that or whatever. She just assumed she was talking about Michael, just like many of us probably thought she was talking about Michael because of his track record. I do remember her saying a man made her feel uncomfortable when he hugged her. So yes, that is very valid, just like it is valid when Giselle says she felt uncomfortable. But ma'am, just like I had an issue with some of the things Giselle said, I'm gonna have to get on you a little bit because you did add extra stuff to it to try to put some sauce on it. I really don't think, y'all, I don't think he said he wanted her to be a part of the threesome. I don't think he would be that stupid to say that, only because they've been on air for 7 years at this point. Y'all really think he would be that dumb to sit there and tell her that when he knows they like to go back and bring stuff up every season? Then we see Giselle say, this is ridiculous. And I was like, ma'am, sit that out, because you've made some ridiculous statements about somebody else's husband, and well, we all know how that is going. The women continue to drink. They take shots. Giselle is being messy. She says she wants to toast to receipts being in the phone. And I'm like, the same receipts that we didn't get to see, so it's null and void at this moment. They mentioned how they're trying to have a good time. And Candace says she's trying to be rolled out on a wheelchair. Like, she's trying to be out of there to end this trip off right. So Giselle sits back and she scopes out her next victim.
Jacqueline, are you okay? Because y'all sit next to each other. Y'all didn't want to sit next to each other. Y'all refused to sit next to each other on the bus.
Who?
These two. At the bottom, at the end. I mean, y'all aren't even speaking.
It's not.
Jacqueline says they aren't okay. It's a process and I don't care what others think. I was like, whoa, the bass and the voice, ma'am, cool it a little bit. The women's face was my face because the extraness in the statement, it came out of nowhere. She says her and Mia can have a conversation another day because she is better than that. And she hopes Mia is better than that. Then it's this weird saying in the background. We hear her say that if you want to do this right now, we can do it. With Mia saying, well, then shut up. Where did that statement come from? What was cut out? Why was that there like that? It's a lot of stuff that was left out right there. But Jacqueline brings up how...
And I have vouched for you for the past how long with these women? No cancer versus cancer. Ooh. I stood the up.
Now, while I will say that Jacqueline was definitely doing a lot right now, she didn't lie. Mia did easily forgive the bandits and others for the statements, but you can't sit down and have a conversation and forgive the friend of 20 plus years, even though I do feel like I should just leave the friendship alone, but I just gotta throw that out there. Jacqueline says she was there for her when her mom took her in. Then Mia says, I was there for your mom on Mother's Day. Where were you? And I was like, ouch, like, oh my goodness. Candace says just leave this to them to fix. Giselle says there's clearly love there, and honestly, stop pushing for them to fix it. Jacqueline starts to cry. Mia calls her dramatic. She says she's been acting like this all week, and no one wants to be around anybody like that because she's always dramatic. Jacqueline says she can't sit next to her, and she says someone needs to get up and sit by her, and she goes off to the side to sit at a booth by herself. Ashley says this is why she's glad she doesn't have a sister, with Mia using this as a segue to talk to Wendy.
Fancy, I want to like you. I really do. I have a soft spot in my heart for you because you're beautiful. This is gonna make me cry. I'll cry. Because you're beautiful, you're successful, you have an amazing husband, you do have 3 beautiful children. Aww. And wow, I don't want to feel like you don't like me because of insecurities. And I don't want, but listen, I'm not trying to argue with you.
I think she brought up the insecurity thing because Giselle put that in her head. But they agreed to have a conversation later. Later on in the episode, we see Wendy and Mia have a sit down.
I do like you. I do. And I feel like we keep missing each other. Like, I don't understand like where we went wrong. And that... Do a drink on me, girl.
Wendy is funny because I agree. Ma'am, that's where y'all went wrong. You came to the table crazy. You threw the drink on her. Wendy says that was complete disrespect, and Mia agrees. She apologizes for the first time, and she doesn't want to be responsible for making someone feel uncomfortable and disrespecting somebody. They talk about how their husbands get along. Wendy gives her this compliment.
You got a fake booty, I got a fake booty.
Okay.
You're beautiful, I'm gorgeous.
Right.
I think...
Hear me out. Hear me out. Am I the only one that thinks this second compliment was definitely backhanded a little bit? Because it's kind of parallel to this clip right here.
She's a cute girl, cute next to gorgeous. Gorgeous is gonna, devour cute.
IDK, listen, this is a good little throwback. It was funny to me. Everyone makes it down to dinner. They're having drinks. They end the trip off right. We hear the weird noises the women are making when they're doing the animal noises. The trip goes wild from there. So yeah, we're gonna see how that plays out. I don't think they really did anything. I believe on Watch What Happens Live that Mia touched on this a little more, saying she's interested if, you know, Wendy's husband is a part of it or whatever. I don't think nothing really happened between them, no. I feel like that's just for a storyline. But I will say this was a good episode. Robyn and Karen tried it. Robyn and Karen tried it. Ashley was messy. Giselle tried to chime in and plant little seeds that did not work. Mia gave an apology. We don't know how real that is. Jacqueline is all over the place. Yeah, it was a good episode. It was a good episode. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see y'all next time.